After the Galaxy S25's debut last month and iPhone 16e last week, it's time for the Galaxy A series to show what they can do in 2025. Samsung's mid-range phones have always been popular, and for a good reason. They offer pretty solid hardware, Samsung's software, and all that in a pretty reasonable price. Me personally, I wasn't always the biggest fan of Samsung's low to mid-range phones. I think a few years ago they lacked quality, but the last two generations were pretty solid. And this year, the build quality is even better and they borrowed a few AI-powered features from the flagship Galaxy S lineup. So let's dive into details and see what's actually new. Now of course, I've only spent a few days with these smartphones, so a full review will probably come up next week. But before you subscribe, maybe just like the video or leave a comment. This way you will see my video pop up in your feed next week, and then you'll decide if you're interested or not. But let's go back to A56. What's actually new? First, we can talk about AI-powered features. With the Galaxy A36 and A56, Samsung introduces awesome AI. Yeah, like we didn't already have enough names for artificial intelligence. But to be fair with Samsung, you're not actually getting the full range of Galaxy AI features that you will see in the Galaxy S25 Ultra or even S25. The flagship models are more powerful, so it makes sense that they can do more. But don't worry, you still get Circle to Search, AI Select, which analyzes on-screen content and suggests actions, some advanced photo editing tools like removing objects or creating custom filters based on the pictures you've taken in the past. Like for example, if you've taken a picture that is very dark and red, Samsung can try and create a filter that will match this vibe. But I need to test it for a few days before I can tell you if it's good enough to use that. Now, to handle all these AI features with ease, the Galaxy A36 and A56 come with upgraded processors. The A36 runs on Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, while the A56 gets a slightly more powerful Exynos 1580. In terms of memory, the A36 packs 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, while the A56 bumps it up to 8GB of RAM and the same storage capacity. Now, to be honest, I'm not really sure if 6GB of RAM is enough for Android system in 2025, but time will tell. Samsung says that the optimization of their software is really good, which might explain why they are not really pushing to make some drastic changes in terms of battery capacity. 5000 mAh is, I believe, the same amount as last year's models. Now what has changed is charging speed. 45 watts wired charging, up from 25 in previous models, should be enough to charge the battery from 0 to 65% in about 30 minutes. Samsung also slightly increased the display size. Both phones now feature 6.7-inch screens, 0.1 inches bigger than before. The AMOLED display ensures vibrant colors, and peak brightness hits 1200 nits, making it easier to read in the sunlight. Design-wise, Samsung is bringing back the camera island, moving away from the individual protruding lenses seen in recent models. The new black camera module with silver outline looks sleek and modern. And in terms of aesthetics, the A56 and A36 are almost identical. Both phones come with the same camera setup, 50-megapixel main sensor with optical image stabilization and 10x digital zoom, 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, 5-megapixel macro lens, and 12-megapixel front camera. Now, some of you might have caught up that the A55, last year's model, had a 32-megapixel selfie camera. And yeah, that's true, it sounds like a downgrade, but Samsung explains that while there are less pixels, the pixels themselves are bigger, so they can catch more light, which, when you add some advanced algorithms, could actually improve the image quality. And I will test that. Also, the new models run on Android 15 with One UI 7. And I did enjoy my experience with this software in the Galaxy S25, so I'm pretty sure I will have positive experience with this one as well. Also, Samsung is promising 6 years of software and security updates. So this could be your phone for many years to come. So with all the new awesome intelligence features and hardware upgrades, the Galaxy A series looks like a strong contender in the mid-range market. But before you pick one up, wait a few days for my full review, then I will tell you if it's actually worth it or not. And now, thank you for watching, I'm Miles, you're now miles ahead, see you next time, bye.